Yo, what up guys, Ross Cops here, and in this one I'm reviewing Kraven the Hunter. Alright, so off the bat, the director of this movie is J.C. Chander, and the movies he's directed, nothing notable. That's all you need to know for him. As far as the cast goes, Aaron Taylor Johnson obviously is Kraven. You got Russell Crowe in here as the dad of Kraven. Ariana Debo is the one who helps Kraven. And Fred Hetchinger, the weirdo on Gladiator 2. That's the cast. Now, before I get into my thoughts about this movie, let me just give you some numbers. The movie took around 110 to 130 million. Probably ain't hitting that mark because the box office projections about 15 million opening weekend. Runtime, 2 hours and 7 minutes. You can kind of feel it in the movie. But honestly, it could have been worse. It's rated R, has plenty of gore in it. And for the reviews, you have a 16% on Rotten Tomato, 5.5 on IMDb. And as of right now, it has about a 70% on the popcorn meter. So people are saying it's a mid. All right, so this movie is basically about Kraven and his complex relationship with his dad. This leads him down a path of vengeance and violence, basically motivating him to become the best and most feared hunter in the world. And that really sums up the movie. Kraven, they're growing up, something happens with his dad. His dad's, a bad guy anyway, but something happens, and then Kraven, doesn't like what happened, so he runs away, and then after that, he just becomes a hunter, and it all circles back to his family, and yeah. All right, so we all know this movie wasn't looking good in general. Right off the bat, Kraven the Hunter movie, everyone's like, bro. Right, as soon as it got announced, I don't think anyone was excited for it. Not even if you're a Spider-Man fan. No one knew really who he was unless you're a good comic reader. And just in general, a movie without Spider-Man, like a villain, another one, come on. We've had those, and they haven't turned out good. Even the Venom movies, they're mid at best. So going into this, we can all, I think, expect that it was going to flop. And it's probably going to. But overall, was the movie good? Did it do anything new? Did it excite me in any way? No. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that I want to talk about. And so let me just try and do it quickly. Just give you my thoughts on what I liked and then what wasn't good about it. So for the pros, you got the cast, right? You have Aaron Taylor Johnson. You have Russell Crowe and the weird dude from Gladiator 2. Except this time it didn't look like he was on drugs. Along with that, I'd say is the dynamic between Kraven and his dad. Just the relationship, how Kraven doesn't like his dad, but he kind of, I guess, respects him. I don't know. And he thinks he's better than his dad, even though he does very similar stuff by killing people. So there's that dynamic. The gore and stuff was good. It was rated R. If you like gore. And the last thing I'll say is the ending between Kraven and his brother. I felt like they should have done that sooner in the movie and expounded that deeper. That was actually kind of interesting to see the brother stepping up, right? Not just being a weak, scared little brother. But yeah, those are the pros. The action here, it was all right. Nothing crazy, right? All right, so let me just go into some of the cons about this movie. And let's just start with his backstory. They really went with that scene in the trailer where the blood transfuses with him, the lion's blood transfuses with him, and then he's just ultra enhanced with a little potion. Look, I don't know much about Kraven at all, but I have a feeling that is not what happened. Even if it is, it's still okay, I guess that's one way to do it. Seeing him jump from building to building and super fast, super strong, basically superhuman with enhanced vision. He's like the Bionic Man. Literally, he's like the $6 million man. I didn't know lions can see that far, miles away, just zone in like the Bionic Man, huh? I guess you learn something new every day. Another thing is this movie had plot armor. Dude, Kraven, it's like Far From Home, where he can't be touched by the bullets. Spider-Man in that last tunnel scene in the bridge, he couldn't be touched, right? Those bullets would have hit him. Come on. But in this movie, Kraven is the same thing. He's running in a straight line. No, bullets, they're all missing, even though, they're lined up for him. It's just dumb when movies do that. What's the point of shooting? At least have him realistically dodge, not just run a line and they can't hit him. Even the villains in here were dumb. There's one villain in here who, as soon as he took off his glasses, he basically made time stop. He just dazed everyone. I don't know. They didn't really do a good job explaining him, and if they did, I must have missed it because I might have been sleeping. But they, that villain, and then even the Rhino in here, golly, he was done bad. Why? Who made this design and was like, that's a good Rhino? Because all the ones I've seen, they've all been big. This just looked like a dude. It would look like a costume because the guy had basically the regular sized body, maybe a little bigger. Like there's probably people out there bigger than the rhino in this. And there's just certain scenes in here that are kind of dumb. Like there's a stampede coming and the people are driving, then they wait till last second to and then they get smoked. Or there's scenes in here where the enemy, like always, yeah, the guy's dead, but then they don't see him die. Or he's counting down his kill. You're dead, Kraven, in 3, 2, 1, and then, he doesn't die. And then to cap it all off, the climax of this movie. This movie didn't really have a climax. Like, it was going and going and going, and then stuff happens at the end, and I guess it's the climax because they were kind of setting this guy up the whole time, but it didn't really hit. This movie, best way to describe it is generic. The story was all over the place, and the characters in here, nothing really noteworthy. I mean, Aaron's performance is fine, but even then, it's... And so, yeah, if I had to rate this movie, I'd probably give it the participation award. I don't think it's one of the worst movies I've seen this year, but definitely isn't worth watching in theaters. And even then, I don't think you'll hate this movie. It's entertaining enough. I would never rent it, though, but if you were going to watch it, I would wait to rent it. Anyways, guys, those are just my thoughts. Comment below if you saw this and what your thoughts are. I'd be curious to know if you guys liked it, didn't like, if you agree or disagree. I know it's kind of a later review. I was out of town all week. But, yeah, thank you guys for watching this far. And with that being said, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.